It is almost November in this manufactured calendar system. During this time period within the Gregorian calendar, there's an attempt to make it colder every single year. And now I am feeling that it's not cold. It shows me that change is possible and it's happening. I care about bringing balance to an ecosystem. I care about finding harmony everywhere I go. I care about being aware of everything that's around me because distractions are everywhere, especially at this time we're in now. There'll be planes that fly to distract, and the sounds that they make, the stuff that comes out, the chemtrails, all the stuff that comes out, it's very distracting. And just random things you'll notice: flies, different people, different energies around you will try to distract you, and you can't allow it. Whatever is important to you, focus on that and don't get distracted, because I'm telling you, that's a plane right there. It can distract me from what I'm trying to express. What I'm expressing is that bringing harmony to an ecosystem and taking away the winter program where the plants and the trees experience death, where the leaves fall off, they shrivel. That is a program that was manufactured just like the calendar system. So we have the ability to create new programs. I remember tapping into myself, going within myself, way before I experienced all of this geoengineering and manipulation of time and the calendar and everything. I was a coder of this reality. I was an inventor. I brought things into balance. I played a role in bringing everything into balance. We used orgone. We used the trees. We used nature. And the sun always gave life to all the trees and everything around it. Everything worked in harmony until that everything was brought out of balance. You see? This summer, spring, summer, fall, winter, this is engineered. This is not something that just randomly showed up. Just understand that we've been in a program, and it's not absolute. It is absolutely not absolute, if that makes sense. We have the ability to bring change, and this is something that I'm enjoying right now, because they want to make it like very cold around this time in November. They're getting closer to winter according to their system, and they try to spray all this stuff in the air, sulfuric acid, aluminum, and different chemicals, different plastic polymers, to create a thick atmosphere, so when you breathe it in, you get sick. You got to be very careful. But it doesn't have to be like that. And the way that we're headed, no. Nature is a force that fights back, and it's not going to allow this to happen anymore. We have help. There are other energies around us that can't always be perceived, is what I'm saying. So it feels a lot warmer than what it says. It says that it's 60 degrees. It feels like it could be like 80 degrees with the way that the sun is shining at this moment. And this is something that can always happen. We never have to have chemtrails. This was manufactured. This can be brought to a close. And then when I say there's energies around us that we can't always see, there's benevolent and there's malevolent. There's a war, a spiritual war that takes place in the sky and all around us, underground, everywhere, that you cannot see with your eyes. under these three-dimensional programs, like cars driving in a straight line and airplanes flying and people walking in a straight line, you don't have the capability when you're just focused on that to perceive the energies around you that are fighting the deeper and bigger war that's actually taking place. So, you know, when you see a tree with shriveled up leaves, that is a war. That's warfare on Earth. But people won't talk about it. It's not something that's covered on the media. It's not something that will ever be covered on that mainstream. But they can't hide this. The new programs emerging, you know, when it's so-called January and they want to make it cold in the north because there's a lot of energy near the North Pole and, you know, the center, but they will do everything to make it cold and spray stuff, but they're not going to be able to hide it when you can go outside and you're getting energy. You don't have to go to the store to pay for food. You don't have to pay for gas to drive a vehicle. These are all programs that were put into the system, draconian reptilian programming, so they can control the realm, so they can have rulership. But all of this is ours. Just because you exist on the earth, you live in harmony with it, everything's yours. You share it freely. And nature benefits through that. Everything grows and expands, and you connect to the highest of the universe, and it doesn't stop growing. But we've allowed a lot of damage to take place. We've allowed weather control. We've allowed a slave system. We've allowed a government to just do what they want to do, enforce policies, and people go along with it, but not anymore. There's a chemtrail that's trying to be sprayed right now, but like I said, we're getting closer to winter and the fall, and it feels like it's so-called summer. I'm out here. I don't know if you see me, but I am just wearing a shirt and shorts, t-shirt and shorts, like, you know, like these seasons have been created, but it feels like summer. So that's all I'm trying to say. People need to be shocked into this because people are used to the programming. But here it is. It's warm out. Nature likes it when it's warm because trees die when it's cold and they spray those chemicals. I feel the trees and they get their life force stripped out of them. I know what it's like to have your life force stripped, everything taken away, and you're just left with nothing. And you allow energy vampires, this reptilian, draconian entities to just take everything. And sometimes you're not aware of it, so you got to be extra aware. You got to know what's going on. You got to know that there are enemies. There's a real war, and it's not physical. It's spiritual first. It's energetic. You got to be aware and vigilant. We'll rebuild this earth to be in harmony, and no one can do anything about it. People will try to stop you. They won't like you. They'll get jealous. They'll hate you for it. You gotta be aware. You gotta know who these people are.